We begin with in-depth coverage of today's flash floods. Torrential downpours inundated parts of southern New England today.
In Fall River, cars were barely visible and drivers were left stranded in some of the low-lying sections of the city. Visibility
on the highways was almost non-existent. This is what it looked like this afternoon driving on Route 195 in East Providence.
There's also a high surf advisory for much of the coast. Here in Narragansett, surfers were out on the water taking advantage of the bigger waves.
We have pinpoint weather team coverage tonight. Eyewitness News reporters Catherine Sotnick and Nika Nwosu are both in the hardest hit area of Fall River.
Let's go to Nika first, live at the corner of Pleasant and Quarry Streets.
As you can see, things are moving pretty smoothly here on Pleasant Street in Fall River, but just a short time ago, the drivers weren't driving, they were swimming. Ralph Class was driving to his friend's house late Wednesday morning when heavy rain started to fall.
I came by and it was pretty thin, but it was going just fine. A truck came by and splashed more water to me. The car just seized. All of a sudden, the whole car just started getting full with water.
He was one of about a half dozen cars stuck in flash flooding on Pleasant Street in Fall River. He was able to get himself out of his white sedan into the water, then onto dry land.
Fighting to get the door open, and all of a sudden I get the door open, and when I come out, I'm this high up, and this thing was over my windows.
Though he was able to get himself out, getting his car out of the water was even more difficult.
I called Columbia Towing. They couldn't even get my car out because of this. You know, they can't get in there. They said they need divers. You know, now my car's totally gone.
Well, that man was eventually able to get his car out of the water and towed, but he tells us he's pretty sure his car is a total loss. Live at the Southeastern Massachusetts Mobile Newsroom in Fall River, I'm Nika Nwosu, Eyewitness News.
Our pinpoint weather team coverage of the flash floods continues now. Residents and business owners alike felt Mother Nature's wrath today. In addition to the dozens of cars stranded in the water, at least one market owner had to close up shop. Eyewitness News reporter Catherine Sotnick joins us now live at Government Center in Fall River.
Right now we're in Fall River where we spoke to a supermarket owner earlier today. The whole basement floor is completely flooded out. Quite a mess that market owner is dealing with. The first floor is also completely flooded out. This after a long day of torrential downpours here in Fall River and some flash flooding. By late afternoon, residential streets in Fall River were more like a river. Cars submerged, fire hydrants barely visible. Meantime, at the Marks Market on North Main Street, the first floor is flooded out. The basement ruined and everything along with it.
The windows in the cellar blew out from all the water. We had to cut off all the power because it was almost hitting the circuit breakers.
The owner's son can't believe all they lost.
We're hoping we can get the cellar pumped out and turn the electric back on and try to save some of the meats and you know, the valuable stuff that needs to be cooled.
And on Duval Street, we found this silver Kia floating in the floodwaters. The male driver waiting to be rescued and eventually was. Meantime, also on North Main Street, we found a Mack garbage truck stuck in a sinkhole.
Collapsed. It just all of a sudden started to make some rumbling noise, and the next thing you know, it tilted sideways. I jumped out and pretty much caved in.
So what a mess here today in Fall River. The mayor says the Red Cross will be here at Government Center tomorrow handing out free cleaning kits to those who need it. And we're told at this point, luckily, there were no injuries here in Fall River. Reporting live from the Southeastern Massachusetts Mobile Newsroom from Fall River, I'm Catherine Sotnick, Eyewitness News.